Hello and welcome to another Arkeys video, and by the looks of it I have a lot of explaining to do, or do I? Let's find out in this video. We are back at Watkins Glen, we are back at Race C. The servers or the game is finally working again after the patch release on Thursday, and we were probably all eager to get back in and do some races. I'm covering two races in this video. One of them is rather chaotic and the other one is rather surprising. So let's just get into the first race and see what that post-race chat was all about. Let's get straight into it. And I had already done some races this morning. I think the servers were busy, so no A+ drivers in this one. They are in a different race than this one. And I was starting towards the front, and I had tried to start on the soft tires when starting around P2, and that didn't work out. So this time I am on the hard tires, and I've got the Dodge driver behind me. He was in the race before this one, and we seem to be working together just fine. We're coming up the hill, and as we are coming towards the bus stop, he decides to be all sensible, give me a nice bump draft, and all is good. Looks like we are working together. So I just have to make my way through the bus stop. I am on the cold hard tires, and here I just floor it and completely bin it. And even though I claim to be the binning champion, this is by far the biggest mistake I have done at Watkins Glen this week so far. So suddenly this race turned around completely, only due to my own mistake. This race went from a race sort of from the front to a race with me being in the mid of the chaos in the mid pack. By the way, that the dark blue Porsche on my left hand side was on the soft tires, so he was really on the wrong tires for where he was at, and I was so happy I at least was on the hard tires for this one, because otherwise I would really be screwed. You can see the Porsche is a bit stuck behind me at the moment, and we are making our way around the left-hander here, and we've got some chaos kicking off in front of me. We are coming through the left-hander. Someone is getting pushed wide, and he is not liking that, so he's going for the immediate revenge. And as I'm slowing things down, I could see that that car would bounce off the wall. I'm trying to avoid it, and at the same time I had a car on my inside, so I just left a trail of destruction. Let's have a look at that in chase cam. You can see we're coming through. I am trying to avoid everything, and at the same time the Porsche actually goes into the back of me. He has much more grip and speed through that corner, and this is the view from the driver who called me out in the post-race chat. Let's see what that looks like. Yeah, I certainly left a trail of destruction, but that was not on me, that one. But we are not done yet. We are carrying on. The Porsche behind me is actually getting a run on me, so we are going side by side up the hill, but the Porsche runs out of speed. But on the other hand, that just left me vulnerable to both the BMW and the Supra, who both got past me there. But luckily things have settled down a bit now, and we are jumping ahead in the race. Now we are about to start lap 3. I'm still right behind the drivers who overtook me, and now we've got a Greek driver in the mix as well. I think he got a penalty on lap 2, and he served that, and that threw him right into the mix with the rest of us. We are coming up towards the bus stop, and yeah, it's a bit clogged up at the moment. Nobody can really see where they are going, but I hope we will survive the bus stop. And yeah, there's really some fighting going on for the positions. I've got the Porsche on the soft tires behind me. He was really unlucky in this race. He just kept getting stuck. Now the Porsche is making a move on the inside. He's got much more grip than me, so managed to get past, no issues. And yeah, we are making our way around the corner here, and soon everything is going to kick off. once again as we're coming through this rather tricky right-hander. We're coming up the hill, have to be careful on those hard tires. You can see I've got a bit of a slide on. Now the Greek driver bins it. I try to avoid the Greek driver. I make slight contact with the Porsche, and so does the BMW right behind me. And once again, you can see it from the chase cam view, it just gets chaotic around me. Here I try to avoid the Greek driver, and the Porsche was actually on his way back on the racing line, and I had the BMW right behind me on my rear bumper. And once again, let's view that whole thing from the driver's perspective, who called me out in the race chat. Yeah, it certainly looks chaotic, but yeah, it was a racing incident. We are staying on board because the final incident is literally just around the corner. We are making our way around this sort of hairpin corner, and now we just got the final corners left, and I've got the BMW right behind me. Yeah, I know I missed the apex big time, so I'm coming in narrow, and yeah, and the BMW actually hit my rear bumper there, and then he clipped the wall and came onto the power a bit too fast. Let's have a look from chase cam. Yeah, I'm coming in at a narrow angle. I missed the apex just as he was trying to turn in. You can see it from his angle as well. It actually looked like he was trying to pull a switchback on me, but instead clipped my bumper, and then he just got too heavy on the loud pedal, and it all ended in disaster. And let's have a look from the Aston Martin's view this time. And yeah, he just got collected in that one as well. So yeah, maybe he was starting to question my driving, but now you've seen what's going on. I don't know how I escaped this, but now I am P7. I was planning to pit after 4 laps, but I made up my mind at the last minute. Also a very awful last corner there, but I saw those other 2 cars pitting, and I wanted some clean air in front of me, and that plan got spoiled by the Porsche on the soft tires overtaking me there. But luckily they carry on for another lap, so I'm going into the pits, and then I hope I can come out and just have a bit of race time on my own. So we're coming out of the pits, and let's see where we are at. I think I've got some time on my own now, and soon everyone will have pitted, and we can see where we are ending up. Now the blue Porsche is in. We are well past them. We are going around turn 1, and we are going to jump ahead in the race again. Now we are jumping to the end of lap 7. We've got a yellow flag. We've got an incident in front of me. I think there was something going on between that driver I just got past and the French driver in front of me. And we have also got the last pit stops happening now. So now we will get a clear indication of where we are at. And now we're going to jump ahead quite a bit, because now we are on the final lap in the race, and the French driver in front of me runs wide through turn 1 and picks up a penalty. So now I just need to get closer and stay close to that driver so I can pick up that free position. We are coming up the hill towards the bus stop. My plan is just to wait until the penalty zone. But as we come through the bus stop, I'm getting really close. I think their tires might be dead now. They pitted a lap before me, and you can see now it's getting really close, and I think they just got onto the power a bit too early. So I managed to sneak past on the inside and make our way around that corner. And that was actually the end of this one. We were getting close to P5 as well, but we finished this first rather chaotic race in P6. And now we are jumping on, and you can see I actually got the clean race bonus for that one. We're jumping on to the final race in this video, and wouldn't you know it, I am actually starting in pole position. So for this one, I have put on the soft tires, and my hope is that I can maybe run away if I can avoid messing up too much. I don't really know about the drivers behind me, whether they are on soft tires or hard tires. I think the Norwegian driver right behind me is on the hard tires. And that's the thing with me being on pole position. I am rubbish at leading the pack and setting the pace because I instantly get nervous, so I'm definitely not getting the best out of my soft tires. And I was actually doubting which tires the Norwegian driver was on. But as we carry on through this second lap, I am starting to pull away. So it's now determined that the Norwegian driver is on the hard tires. But now we've got Dung Beetle getting past, and he is most likely on the soft tires. We are starting lap 4 now. I am only just sneaking into the 144s on the soft tires, and that really isn't good enough, and taking turn 1 like that doesn't help either. But either way, I'm coming in after lap 5 because you can see my tires are dead. The soft tires don't last long on the controller on the first stint. So we are moving over to the hard tires. Dung Beetle pitted along with me. So now we are both on the hard tires, and we've got a lot of cars coming onto the soft tires now. And yeah, those hard tires are really cold when you go through the bus stop for the first time. And by the way, we got a driver ahead and he hadn't pitted yet. I thought he might be on the soft tires, but it turned out he decided to do 6 laps on the hard tires. That was a weird strategy, that one. But enough about him. I've got enough things to worry about because Dung Beetle is closing in on me. Now we are at lap 7 and we are coming through turn 1, and as we are coming up the hill towards the bus stop, he is getting close, and this is lap 8 now. He's getting really close, well within slipstream, and might be able to go for a move if I make even just the slightest mistake. But I'm still just trying to really keep it cool, and we are coming around this corner. I think, yeah, I'm keeping it together. The good thing with the hard tires is that they don't degrade as fast as the soft tires. So once you get used to the limited grip of the hard tires, the handling doesn't really change that much throughout this stint. So I'm getting more and more brave on these tires, and I managed to keep Dung Beetle behind me for now. And yeah, he gets a slide on there. He is also having to struggle with the dirty air behind me, so that gave me a tiny bit of breathing space there, and yeah, I almost got a bit of a slide on there. And this time I actually made a decent job of turn 1, only took the lower part of that inside curb, and he is within slipstream range, but a bit further back this time. And we make our way through the bus stop. And the good thing about the hard tires, I don't need to worry that much about how I treat them. So I'm using every trick in the book to get the car around the corners, using the lower gears for extra rotation and all that stuff. And here you can see Dung Beetle runs wide. So he disappears behind me there, and he actually gets overtaken by one of the soft runners. So in a few moments I've got another driver behind me, and he is closing in on me. We are on the penultimate lap, and I just have to keep it cool. There's always the risk of me going into panic mode and binning it, but I'm trying to just put in some good laps, not pushing too hard so I make mistakes, but still to go fast enough to not get caught up. And we are about to go around the final corner and to start the final lap of the race. And let's have a look. Yeah, this lap actually ended up being my best one in this race on the hard tires. And the soft tires on P2's car will be rather second hand at this moment, and there is actually a chance we can bring this one home. We made our way through the bus stop for the final time, and through this really tricky right-hander as well. It's downhill, it's so easy to run wide, but we actually did it. We are making our way around final corner for the final time, and I managed to pull a win in race C in a Group 3 car. That really doesn't happen that often. So I hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching, and I will catch you next time. Bye bye.